empezar a or empezar por. So we have two different ones. Empezar a, or empezar por. It's either one, not both of them. A, por, no. We need just one. Empezar a, empezar por. And as I told you before, when you want to add more to the verb, if you want to use the verb in a sentence, and you have the verb at the beginning or maybe in the middle of the sentence, you will probably need this, a or por, okay? And they're very, very similar, using either one, a or por. The meaning doesn't change too much. So let's look at the meaning. It's similar to saying start off by, you know, that phrasal verb, to start off by or to start off, okay? So let's look at the first example. Voy a empezar por decirles las buenas noticias. Voy a empezar por decirles las buenas noticias. So, por, we're using por here, okay? You can also say voy a empezar a decirles las buenas noticias. So either one works fine. You can use a or por, okay? So the meaning of this is I'm gonna or I'm going to start off by saying the good news. The good news. So let's break this down. Let's see how this sentence works. Voy a, you know what this means. Voy a is a common phrase that means I'm going to, okay? Or I'm gonna, ... Voy a. Voy comes from the verb ir, which means to go. And when you say voy a, it's like you're saying yo voy a. I am going to, okay? And just remember this phrase because it's very commonly used in Spanish. If you want to do something or if you're planning on doing something, you can start the sentence with this. Voy a. I'm going to, I'm gonna. And we have the verb right here, empezar. And that means, you know, well, empezar por. Let's not forget por. Oh my God, okay. Por. Empezar por, start off by, or just start off. Decirles, saying. I know the translation, the literal translation of saying is diciendo, but when you use empezar por, the conjugation, if you want to use a second verb, is quite different. Decirles. So you have to add the pronoun les, okay? Les, or if it's if you're saying this to one person, decirte, okay? Decirles is you're saying something to a group of people. Decirles, okay? Decirte is to say to you something. We don't know what, just something. Decirles is for a group of people. Decir, and then we add the pronoun les. Okay, decirles, decirte. Okay, so decirle without the s is for you as well, singular you, but you're saying that politely to one person. Decirte with the T, that is to, it's informal and it's you, to you. I'm saying this to you, one person, okay? Decirle is polite or formal. Por decirle, polite, formal. And if you add an S, that means you're saying this to a group of people, okay? Por decirles las buenas noticias. That means the good news, okay? Buenas, good, noticias, news. Las, remember, we're talking about news, and news is feminine. Las noticias. That's why we're saying las. Las buenas noticias. Excellent. Perfect. So far, so good. Let's look at the next. I think I have another example. Hang on, not there. Not there. Let's see. Nosotros empezamos a presentarnos. Okay. Nosotros empezamos a presentarnos. Okay? So what does this mean? Nosotros. Nosotros, by the way, you don't have to have nosotros in the sentence, but I just added it, sometimes people say nosotros, right? But remember, in Spanish, you don't use personal pronouns all the time. Tú, yo, él, nosotros, ellos, ellas, vosotros. We don't use them all the time. We just say the verb and the rest of the sentence. Empezamos a presentarnos. Okay? But you can also say nosotros, and you might hear as well nosotros, of course, in Spanish. So this means, let's see what this means. Oops. Let's see what this means. This means we started off by introducing ourselves. This phrase looks very long, like it has many long words. Nosotros empezamos a presentarnos. Okay? Now, let's break this down. That's a great example. Empecé a escuchar bachata. Great example. Thanks for sharing. Great example. You're using the verb empezar correctly. Okay, nosotros. Nosotros means we. Okay? We. Empezamos started off by, and remember, we need to include the a, the letter a, or a in English. Nosotros empezamos a, we started off by presentarnos. Presentarnos, that word means introducing ourselves. Okay? And that's because we're using the pronoun. We are attaching the pronoun to the verb. So we have presentar, which is the verb right here. Presentar up to here. And then we add the pronoun nos. Okay? Presentarnos. And, well, this part here, nosotros empezamos a, this is just regular conjugation. Present tense, indicative mood. Nosotros empezamos. Very simple, very easy. Okay. Remember to add the letter a or por if you want to add more to the sentence when using empezar. Of course, we're going to learn phrases that might or might not use a or por. Okay? But the basic thing about this verb is if you want to add more to the sentence, you will likely add a or por, and that means to start off by, okay? Or to start off.